Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be doing a little book haul. And welcome back to the Book Dungeon, where we talk about books and spill a little tea and everything in between. Without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into it. Roll the intro. Also, pardon if you hear my stool squeaking. I don't have an office chair, so if you hear a little bit of squeaking, it's because I'm moving on this. Our first book is by Stephanie Meyer, and that is The Host. Now, this also has its own movie, if you couldn't tell. I've never read The Host. I don't know what it's about, so we're going to read the back. Melanie Strider refuses to fade away. Our world has been invaded by an unseen enemy that takes over the minds of human hosts while leaving their bodies intact. But Wanderer, the invading soul who occupies Melanie's body, finds its former tenant refusing to relinquish possession of her mind. As Melanie fills Wanderer's thoughts and visions with Jared, a human who has avoided invasion and lives in hiding, Wanderer begins to yearn for a man she's never met. Soon Wanderer and Melanie, reluctant allies, set off in search of the man that they both love. Featuring one of the most unusual love triangles in literature, The Host is a riveting and unforgettable novel about the persistence of love and essence of what it means to be human. Yeah, no wonder I didn't see this. I just seen it said Stephanie Meyer, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. This is going to be an interesting read. If you've ever read this, let me know your thoughts, because this sounds quite weird to me. So, our second book that we've got is The Iron Queen by Julie Kagawa. This is, I believe, the second book in a series that I have the first book for somewhere around here. And as far as I know, it's about Fae. I'll read the back. My name is Megan Chase. I thought it was over. That my time with the Fae, the impossible choices I had to make, the sacrifices of those I loved, was behind me. But a storm is approaching. An army of iron Fae that will drag me back, kicking and screaming. Drag me away from the banished prince who's sworn to stand by my side. Drag me into the core of conflict so powerful I'm not sure anyone can survive it. This time, there will be no turning back. Interesting. I've never read this before. So, again, if you've also read this series, let me know, because I would be willing to know your thoughts. Our third book is also by Stephanie Meyer, but the only reason why I bought this is because it's a different cover, and for some reason, I like to buy different versions of certain books, and this is one of them. It's Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. If you haven't heard about what Twilight's about, it's about a human girl named Bella. She falls in love with a vampire named Edward, and she gets caught in a love triangle with a werewolf who happens to be her childhood friend named Jacob Black. This takes place in the rainy town of Forks, Washington, as she both navigates moving from Arizona and dealing with the fact that the supernatural exists, and the fact that she's falling in love with a vampire. Now, this is the new cover. Hang on. I have these sitting on my lap. Let me put these down. Now, I have the first one right here. If I move this book right real quick. I have the first book right here. And these are the differences between the two. Oh. I don't claim to be a professional YouTuber, but that's the difference between the two covers. Now, I hate these new covers. I don't like it. That's why I simply bought it, because it's a different cover. I also have the collector's edition of the first book right here. Which, if I've never shown you guys the collector's edition, this is what it looks like. It comes in this encased box with all these, like, squiggly doos on it. And when you take it out, it looks like this. And it's got these ribbed edging. I don't know if it'll show it. But it's got these, like, ribbed pages. There we go. Now you can see it. It's got these, like, ribbed pages. And it comes with a red ribbon. Is the collector's edition. I don't know why. It's also like I used to collect Bibles for some reason. I used to have like a whole bunch of Bibles from when I was studying it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that right there if I can. I can't. So we're just going to go on to the next book. Our next book is one of my anticipated reads. And I will probably be putting this on my TBR very shortly because I'm reading the first one, The Inheritance Games. This is the second book, The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The first book, as far as I'm aware, as I'm reading it, is about a girl named her name is Avery. A girl named Avery who has been really down on her luck her entire life, and all of a sudden she's called to be present for the reading of the will of one of the most richest, famous men in America. There she finds out that she is the sole heir to his billions. One problem is, she doesn't know this guy. She has no idea why she was left this money, why he didn't even give this to his family, why. It gives me Knives Out vibes. If you've ever seen the movie Knives Out, it's about a girl that also gets inherited lots and lots of money, and she has no idea why. And the family hates her for it. They think that she's a con woman. They think that Avery is a puzzle to be solved because their grandfather loved mysteries. And there's also 4 boys who are his grandsons, the Hawthorne grandsons. And each one kind of is either interested or hates Avery with a passion, considering that they didn't get the money that they were told they were going to get all these years. So this is the second book. I don't know what it's about, but that's what the first one's about. And I kind of don't want to even spoil this for me because I'm reading the first one, if you understand. But it's a really pretty cover. A deadly game, a puzzle to solve, and a fortune at stake. An Inheritance Games novel. I can't wait to actually read this one. So, yeah, that's our next book. This next book I found at the thrift store and it came out this month. It is Jamie Lynn Spears' Things I Should Have Said. And it's actually really thin. I didn't expect it to be so thin. Like, it has to only be like 300 or so pages. And that's me giving it generosity. By the feel of it, it's like, yeah, it's not even 300 pages. It's like two and a half pages. 225 pages. This book has caused a lot of controversy. It's the book that Jamie Lynn Spears made that is basically a bunch of lies about not only her sister Brittany, about her life, about Alexa Nichols. And I said I would review this and read this if I found it at the thrift store, and I did. I got it for $0.25, so. I will be reading this very shortly, probably after I'm done reading the Inheritance Games, or I will probably put the Inheritance Games on hold and just read this. This probably wouldn't even take me a day to read. Honestly, this is as big as like a novella, so. Tiny book for a whole lot of controversy, so this thing is probably packed with lies. So yeah, that's that book. Now, I've never heard of this next book. I've never heard of it. I've never even seen anybody talk about it. This is Tempest Rising by Tracy Deebs. What I know is on the inside it says, Tempest McGuire loves her California coastline. Surfing on killer waves, taking care of her brothers and dad, loving her longtime boyfriend Mark, but the weight of her secret is pulling her under toward the ocean's ever-growing call. Her secret? She's a half-mermaid, a legacy left by her absent mother who returned to the ocean many years ago. Now Tempest has her own choice to make. Complicating matters is Kona, an enigmatic newcomer whose otherworldly abilities hint at a shared passion and common secrets. But there is more at stake besides Tempest's heart in her identity. Her life might be in danger too, because the waters that hide a mysterious secret world of their own, one full of sweeping romance, thrilling adventure, but one where nobody, least of all Tempest, is safe. So, I figured that sounded like really interesting. I've never heard of this book. I've never heard anyone talk about it, but I decided to go ahead and give it a chance. So yeah, that's all the books that I got at either the thrift store or Walmart. I think the only one I bought at Walmart was this Twilight and the Hawthorne Legacy, because that one just came out this month. So yeah, if you guys feel like it, please give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell for whenever I post a video. I do all kinds of different content. I talk about books, I talk about, running dramas, and everything in between, fandom stuff, cosplay stuff. Like, I have a whole range of content, but this is mostly a drama and book focused channel. So if that's something you're into, please stick around and hit the subscribe button for shits and gigs. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.